Hello, ladies and gentlemen. MarauderEX here with a Let's Play I've been dying to do for months. Now, I could have done this earlier, as I have this available on PS4, but I was really waiting for the Switch version specifically, mostly because that's the version I backed on Kickstarter, but the way the Kickstarter went, they gave a free digital copy to everyone because there were some delays. It was there were hiccups along the way. They did the best they could to fix it, but I really wanted the Switch version simply for the portability because I know there's going to be a lot of grinding to this game. So I really wanted to have this so that I could have portability. And this game, oh my god, this game. Battle Chasers Night War. There's not enough I can say about Battle Chasers. It is one of those. It's a franchise that defined me. Like the mix between magic and technology and all of the intricate designs and just the 90s feel of it was just. It inspired a lot of what I did creatively from that point on. So the second that there was a game announced for it, I was all over this. And I didn't mind waiting for the Switch first. I did get a little antsy, but you know, good things come to those who wait. So here we are. Battle Chasers Night War. So excited to do this. This is alright, so I'm gonna be quiet here for a second because I know once I start a new game, there's going to be some voiceover. So I will let you enjoy the glorious voice acting. So I'll be back in just a second.
Years have passed since the great warrior and leader of men, Aramis, vanished. Left behind were his mighty gauntlets, artifacts of untold power, giving their wielder the strength to move mountains, as the stories were told. Also left behind was his daughter, Gully. She discovered her father's gauntlets, setting in motion the events that would make her a target of great importance and bring her into the company of her greatest defenders. Nolan, the wise and mighty wizard, whose tongue is as sharp as his wit. His mysterious companion, Calibretto, a war golem of immense power. Garrison, a swordsman, once brother-in-arms to Aramis, now sworn to protect his only living kin. And the rogue, Red Monica, who can be foe as quickly as friend. Together, they have traveled the capital lands while defending Gully from those who seek the power of her gauntlets for themselves. Nolan, on a personal quest to learn more about mana, which fuels the world's magic and technology, has led the group towards a mysterious landmass known as the Crescent Isle. There, vast reserves of mana were once rumored to exist. As they approach the island, they quickly discover why so little is known about the area.
Everyone hang on!
What are you waiting for? Shoot back!
With what? It's a stealth ship.
This is stealth?
Just do something.
It's always on me, ain't it? kids don't know how easy they've got it.
We're being boarded!
Golly, get below deck.
You break easier than I do, remember?
More incoming, port side!
Oh no!
Gully, what?
Golly,
I've got you. All right, Red. Looks like it's just me and, figures.
So that's the start of the game. You're just attacked on an airship by pirates in airships. It's yeah. Okay. So one thing is, I did cover in part 0 of this that this is kind of a side story. It doesn't really give as much character development as you would expect from an RPG like this, because we're already kind of coming in the middle of a story of established characters, and this story, I don't know how canon it will be in terms of the continuation of the comic, because one of the things about the Kickstarter was that they are going to continue the comic. So I'm curious to see where this actually fits in. So we start off as Gully. We've been separated from everyone in the explosion, so now we get to wander around and see if we can find anyone. Hopefully everyone's okay. We get to wander around. I love how everything is designed. And hey, there's Calibretto. You're awake.
Righto, you're all right.
yes. Are you feeling better? You've been resting for a few hours.
I guess I wasn't completely prepared for that cannon blast. Was I dreaming or did you leap off the ship to catch me?
I did.
How'd we make it down in one piece?
Nolan. We fell through a portal he opened, placing us on the ground with only minor injuries.
Then what happened to him?
We don't know.
And Garrison? Monica?
Garrison fell through the portal as well. Monica appears to be missing, along with Nolan.
Then let's get moving. They could be hurt.
Garrison already went ahead to search for them. Are you sure you're well enough to move?
I'm so woozy, but we don't have any time to waste. I'll be fine.
First, allow me to further heal your wounds. Then we will meet Garrison.
Alright, so now we've got Calibretto. So we can actually... Switching party members. Each party member has their own unique dungeon skill. You can swap out the active party member in order to use skills. So, Calibretto's Revitalized Dungeon skill can heal the party. So, Gully has the ability to punch through things for her first ability. I don't think there's anything in here we actually can do. But we can switch to Calibretto and then use the Y button, and it will heal us. So, good to know. Now we can go up here, and there's a treasure chest here. It's got some things in it, and then there's also a treasure chest over here. I don't know all of the fun secrets to this game, so that I seriously doubt this is going to be a 100% run, but it's going to be fun, is what it's going to be. So, plus, with the way things go in terms of how equipment works and how crafting works and materials and whatnot, 100% run is going to be really interesting to try to do as well. So we're going to go through it, we're going to get what we can, and we're going to have a good time with it. But yeah, I'm curious to see how canon this game is in terms of the story. So I'm waiting for the next issues of the comic to come out. They did focus very heavily on the game, and we're getting ready to come to our first fight. What's that? It's a slime. Alright, so this game based heavily off of old school 16-bit era JRPGs. We've got actions, abilities, items, flee. We have our 2 party members on one side, the enemies on the other. And then we have resource meters. So each character has HP, which is the green bar next to their portrait, and then mana, which is the blue bar. But as you can see, some of the items next to them, or some of the icons next to each of these abilities, have different colors and symbols. So actions are instant. They typically don't, well, some of them take overcharge, but for the most part they don't. But they generate overcharge. So overcharge is like extra mana that you get that dissipates at the end of combat. So you can build up a couple of attacks, like this, to build up extra MP so that you're not constantly eating into your MP reserves. And then there's also status abilities and stuff. So as you see, we now have poison on us. Deals 4 piercing damage each tick. So each time they get a turn, it does that. And you can see it'll last for 3 more turns. We put Sunder on the enemy, which is a defense down effect, which makes, you know, killing things much easier. So now we can go into, like, we have 10 overcharge on Calibretto, so like we could do Obliterate, which is 20 mana, or Healing Wave, which is 15, and you see their speed rating fast, very fast, and where it changes everyone's turn order. So there's a lot of depth to the strategy to make sure you do actions in the best possible timing. And like for now, I want to actually use the extra MP to heal before I kill him, so that I'm not going into the next fight even more weakened. And I'm not losing resources, because as you can see, I've got 135 out of 130 now. So I'm not actually losing them. And then we get XP for the entire group. It's only for people who are in your current party. So if they're not actually in your party, they don't get the XP. So there is no XP sharing. So if you grind a ton in the early game before you get all the party members, and then you get new people in your party, they're going to come in at a very set level. So not necessarily the best course of action, but yeah. And also, I believe the game kind of scales with you, so the enemies in new areas are going to be kind of closer to your skill rating. Plus, there are ways of adjusting the difficulty for each particular dungeon. So, and not everything's voice acted. So, like here, we don't get the voice acting. Garrison went northeast to look for Monica Nolan. Head in that direction. I'm sure they're fine, but we should hurry just in case. Alright, so they said to go a very specific direction. Alright, there's actually nothing down there. So, this is the world map. You can see there are little indicators on these little waypoints where enemies can spawn, like this. Treasure can also spawn, and materials can spawn. So, wandering the world map is an interesting thing. So now we get to fight a giant spider. And our golem is just going to punch him in the face. He's going to get a turn, so we're not going to get out of this unscathed. But we've not hit the point where we can kill any of the enemies with just one attacker. We'll get close, so, but not quite yet. Alright, like I said, materials and treasure can spawn. So, we got some veil herbs, blade leaf, faintly glowing powder. There's a treasure chest here. Veil scout tunic, which I believe is better than what I've got. It is. So I'm gonna go with that. So, let's go ahead and talk about equipment. This is gonna be a thing. So each character has various stats. You've got health, mana, stamina, willpower, attack power, physical defense, magic defense, critical hit, haste, and evade. And each of these kind of plays into a different thing. So like the more stamina you have will add more to your base health, in addition to, like, you could get just base health. There's different ways to get different stat ups. Like you can go for more health, or you can go for a lot of stamina. Willpower affects your mana. Attack power is your just physical attack. Physical defense, magic defense, your critical hit rate, your haste increases turn order and action speed. Evade is obviously dodge. But then each character also has things that can change that, and we don't have access to those yet. So here under combat abilities we have, so all of the things that she has in combat, we have defend, jab, and then you can see at level 5 she'll unlock something, at level 15 she'll unlock something for the actions, and then abilities you see when they are unlocked: level 2, 3, 7, 9, 11, 13, 17, 19, 21, 23. So we don't see what they are, and then we can also get stats for 2 different tech trees per character that kind of shows you where they lean in terms of their character archetype. So like you wouldn't think of it looking at these 2 characters, but Gully is actually the tank of the 2, and Calibretto is the healer. So each it's an interesting twist on some of the character archetypes. So it's interesting. So but you can also kind of see that. So like Gully's defense reduces all damage taken by 50%. That's a very large decrease. Calibretto has a defensive ability as well, but it's not the same. It functions differently. So everyone has their own unique twist on it. So it's like reduces all damage taken by 40, and if he is attacked, he gets 5 overcharge. So not as much damage reduction, but it's the ability to heal afterwards, or to have a little bit of extra resources to heal afterwards. So that's... Each character is very, very unique. And we'll be unlocking a lot of stuff as the game goes through, because as you can see, there's a lot to unlock. So we'll be learning things rather long into the game. So we'll get Garrison here. He's right here at this village ruins.
Gully, I'm glad you're all right. What you did during the airship battle, shielding the cannon blast.
You would have done the same for me.
Maybe, but with messier results. You're a brave kid, but remember, we don't fully understand the power of your father's gauntlets. You have to be more careful with them.
I had no choice.
No, I guess not.
I believe he was trying to thank you. Have you found any sign of Monica or Nolan?
I haven't. And this village looks long abandoned. There are lights on the horizon. To the east. Might be a town.
We should investigate. If they survived, they likely headed that direction.
What do you mean, if? Nolan saved us. He can save himself. And Monica, too.
You're probably right. Let's go find them.
Alright, so now we have a full party of 3 people. This is where I'm going to go ahead and end this episode. I will see you all in the next installment, where we will continue on working our way toward the town. So yeah, Till then, later everyone.